What I want, you got, and it might be hard to handle, but like a flame that burns a candle.
Dom,
The candle.
this is a very important podcast.
You keep
I'm
telling me
I'm
that.
putting the pressure on you, John.
Oh boy,
He's getting so nervous right now.
I'm scared.
He's like shaking his legs. So
Shaking.
last podcast we talked about Ivey League brands and how it made us feel super cool that we can
Yes.
always talk about.
Without
like,
threat
you know
of
how
lawsuit.
cool it feels to like at the beginning of podcast go like, this is sponsored by Ivey League brands. And, you know how feel cool that means.
That feels
That's a thank you to you, John. That's
Thank
it.
you.
We got
Thank
the CEO of
CEO.
Ivey League brands.
Hello. Hello.
That's right.
Howdy.
And then we got his beautiful girlfriend, Sarah.
That is right.
That is-
Beautiful.
squats more than me. It's embarrassing. It's fine. It's whatever. If you saw her.
What's this?
Thank you. I know what a squat is. I don't know what you do to do it, but I know what a squat is.
He's aware of the term.
Yeah.
This podcast is a long time coming.
It
Yes,
is.
it
A long time coming for. I talked it up a bunch, so I hope
We
you guys.
yeah,
same.
actually, you mentioned it a really, really
I
long
have.
time ago.
And you guys were like, oh yeah, for sure, Chris, we'll get on it.
And then we
but
never did.
Never did, and it was
I'm
like 2
honored.
years later, and then I kind of like held a gun to John's head, and he's finally here.
Oh,
true.
okay. The
So-
Spirit Podcast does not condone gun violence.
Oh man.
Yeah, we
Already
can
out
edit
the
that
gate, we're
out.
doing well.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty promising.
No, this is good. So I know John and Sarah because they lift some heavy ass weights at Forge Fitness, shout out, in Crystal Lake, and that's how I always knew them. But the thing is, these two, I look up to you guys a lot. I hope you guys know that. I do.
I do
Aw.
not rate that. That's not.
No,
you
you
hear
guys
Could have raised the bar.
guys are the one couple that are always just like, you guys are always so flipping positive. You know, that's
yeah.
the biggest thing why I look up to you guys so much.
That's-
Because like,
Thank you.
I swear, Sarah could be like ready to like lift some heavy ass weight. I'm like, hey Sarah, how's it going? She's like, good, Chris. Gets under the bar, boom, just starts going. But no, you guys have always been super, super cool. So I appreciate that.
Thank
You guys
you.
made a
That's
far
amazing. You're
drive
amazing.
in the storm of.
Oh my God.
It's getting bad out there.
It's an honor to
not.
be here. It's an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
I am
You
very
feeling,
excited.
you feeling better now,
I'm
John?
feeling pretty good. I'm
You
feeling
feel
good. I'm
better?
like,
I
Wait
feel like
till
I had
you
to
hear your
compliment
voice,
you.
though.
yeah.
Yeah, you just had to give him a
I'm
compliment.
scared.
Now he's
Yeah.
feeling a little
That's really
better.
what it's all about.
Feed the ego
So I'll
a
just.
little bit.
Oh,
my
see,
God.
It all ties in.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, wow, it all
Here you
come
go.
together.
How did you?
For the
how'd
kids
you kinda,
playing along, that's like one of the slogans of Ivey League Brand.
Exactly.
go.
Oh, also, this is sponsored by Ivey League Brands.
Yeah.
I know we've had the CEO on, but Chris 10 will get you 10% discount.
That's- And Spirit Podcast will now get you 16%.
Whoa!
Yeah.
shit.
16%.
True.
1-6.
My heart just dropped in my stomach.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
60%.
My mom is getting a
For the
workout shirt she can't
dynamic
use. All right.
So I know last podcast we had where you can win a bunch of the attire.
Yep, we already have a winner.
We do have a winner. Shout out to Molly, our
Yes.
only listener, only girl listener.
Way to go, Molly.
So, hey, I'm sorry, Molly, that you're not the first female on the podcast,
Oh,
but
God.
Oh.
She'll not let us live it down. either,
no, not at all.
Well, did she have a solid amount of time to?
Just tell her to get
Do
here
it?
right now.
Yes.
Hurry.
Okay, so then Molly really just
yeah,
you should have
like
stepped
what's
up.
what's
okay.
going on?
Well,
Molly, you should have
All
figured it
summer,
out.
Molly. It was 3 months. We were here. No big deal.
But the main feed my ego. That's
yeah.
the whole thing. That's
That
why.
is.
That's why. So how'd
It's
you kind
taking a
of?
slight turn towards Chicago royalty.
I saw that.
yeah.
Thing, yeah.
So what was the kind of mindset with the feed my ego and then the Chicago kind of royalty?
All of it's basically just arrogance. I think that's mostly what it is. Like, you've
Okay.
got the GOAT on right now,
Yeah.
you know, greatest of all time. It all kind of comes around
Absolutely.
to just like,
I
really
thought it
like
was
a big
satanic.
deal.
That's what I thought it was
Oh,
too,
really?
man.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And
you
you bought it
actively,
anyway.
yeah.
I was like, I'm down with that,
He's
you know.
like, okay.
So you actively bought Satan. All right.
Yeah,
Learning a lot about
We
my
learn about
co-host.
everyone now.
Perfect. I'm just gonna scoot
Wait,
over
is,
here.
Yeah.
is the Satanist that's a goat, or isn't that a different?
It's like a goat, cause it's always on the Slipknot covers.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, very
So-
nice.
Isn't it like a cow?
So you're doing great,
or
John.
something?
I appreciate that. I listen to almost
I'm-
exclusively polka music, so I didn't know that.
Poker music, I didn't know that's the thing.
Polka.
Oh,
with an
polka.
A, with-
Oh.
I thought you
So like
said
accordions and
Yes,
shit.
accordions.
Ah.
Okay.
You know, those sorts of, and
I'm more
boots,
of like
the
a
wooden
s-
shoes. What are those
Okay.
called?
Clogs?
Clap dance?
Yes.
Tap
Clogs.
dance?
It's
Not at all, but yes. More so that.
I didn't know.
Dude.
Did you say clap dance?
Dude, I thought you said tap dance. I was like, is that even on
Something
Pandora?
else,
I
but-
didn't know.
I love the leniency you're giving me with this, like, poker music and clap dance.
Dude, I was just
He
like,
says it, it's
for
true.
sure, man. Like, I get that sometimes. Like, I got a double thing on my shirt. It's all good.
It's cool. You give me a lot of credit for being such a weirdo.
Dude, you gotta get weird sometimes. It's okay.
How's that
perception's
Tinder
so
going,
far
by the way, buddy?
Dude, it's shut up.
Not going well.
Right
Oh,
before
man.
this started, I actually got a Bumble connection. So
Did
You
you?
did.
Should we review that
Bumble's
live?
like a real.
we'll
the
do it
real
later.
Deal.
I want to pick
Females.
pick
Yes.
John's and Sarah's brain a little bit.
Okay.
Right on.
And then we'll get to the Bumble and
I'm excited.
how my love life is going. But
We don't have.
not much.
Not much to
You're an
report on.
Expert.
Dude, this is what we do. This is what we do, John.
It's true.
Um,
I could try to get my friend Kevin in here for the game talk. Talk
game
about because he's
Yeah.
like
Birds and the bees?
he's a
well,
pickup
I
artist.
did that one.
He's like
Well, dude, you
retired,
used to
but
do
he used
that.
to be a pickup artist.
you
Yeah.
used to be a pickup.
Yeah, I was like his like side guy.
This feels weird, like with Sarah.
Yeah, you
sitting
know,
here.
I
fuck
pretty
all
much-
bitches. I hate you.
Pretty much told her all of it. I was
Yeah.
mostly
Okay,
just
so
for,
you
like,
guys are good on it.
They're
Yeah,
fun,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, I probably won't talk to him for the rest of the night. But it'll be
This is a
fine.
good therapy session?
I wasn't slutty.
We do have a candle lit in the center.
It's
We
true.
do.
I would. Yeah.
Did you guys smell
That's-
that right when you came down?
100%,
I did. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It felt like an enchanted moon.
That's what I was trying.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I was
Friends
trying.
was
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it
Lighting
was
was
nice.
low.
It was. Oh, are you
Candle
still watching
lit.
Friends? Of course, we're still
Oh
watching
man, it was
Friends.
nice.
So
It's nice.
to kind of get into things, the Ivey League Brand, right? And
Yeah.
I learned that you started in 2012.
Yeah, 12 was the year.
So where did this whole kind of idea come from?
Yeah, how does it go from I want to start a clothing company?
Yeah.
Well-
You just kind of fucking doing it?
Yeah, I was kind of just like I had 5 free periods in high school.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, my senior year, and so
Okay.
I just spent a lot of time on the computer, and I started like looking at like I don't know how this really happened, but I ended up looking at like a lot of clothing things and got kind of into fashion. Realized that getting into like high end fashion was really hard to do because you had to
Yeah.
know how to sew and find manufacturers and things.
That's my big is like the
Yeah,
manufacturers.
that's a
That's always
daunting
got to be so
task.
tricky.
Yeah, and it gets more complicated as you like customize products more.
Okay.
But
It's no like Guzman type. clothing.
no, I'm
That's
not there
just,
yet.
That's
the
just
next
a
step.
different level.
Take him down though. I'm coming for him.
He's coming for you. He's coming for the attack.
Oh man.
So and then you
Snap.
kind of got. Was your brother involved, or was?
I don't have a brother.
I thought you had a brother.
No brother.
No, brother.
Close though. I have a sister, but I don't really talk to her.
Oh,
That was one or the other.
Yeah, one of the two.
I'm really glad we have this candle lit, man. This is
I know,
this is
this
making
is-
me feel a lot better.
I know it's romantic. All
So-
this confusion is so,
it
romantic.
was all you then.
Yeah, just pretty much a solo project for the first like I don't know what year it is, but like is
2019.
it 6 years?
19.
Maybe 6
6
years,
years,
until I met Sarah and she got in all up in it. I started helping out and stuff.
Okay, and then you used
Yeah.
her and her Instagram.
Yeah,
so that's why.
that's
you guys-
basically
Well, that's
why
the
I was
goal.
This
there.
makes so much sense now.
I was like, oh, like you got a lot of followers. I'm gonna go see what you're up to. And
Yeah.
About and
Because when you look at John, right, and you're like, and then you look at Sarah,
Yeah.
and you're like, how does this really?
Exactly.
I was like, how did this? So I mean, I have seen you lift weights, so I mean,
I'm not very strong.
It is pretty.
kinda sad.
John, come on, man.
Not very strong.
Come on, you gotta give yourself some credit. But and then we got.
I mean, you're hitting on our guest.
Of course I am, man.
Chris, we're gonna have to talk.
Of course I am.
I'm like
Sarah's feeling
4'8"
threatened.
and
Yeah.
310 pounds.
4'8".
For those that can't see me.
Oh man. So then was like when you started Ivey League Brand, was like the whole lifting thing, was that kind of a mindset with it too, like where you wanted to be more athletic?
Actually, I was a little dude in high school. I was
Was?
like, I was like the same. Still am. But I was like the same height, but I was like 110 pounds. Like my
Holy
like
shit,
freshman
okay.
year, and I made it up to like 150 by senior year. So I was pretty
Okay.
small, and the gym wasn't like a huge part of my life. I always cared about it, but
Yeah.
I've never like really tried to be an apparel brand, like a gym apparel brand, just because I feel like Instagram's got that
one-dimensional.
covered. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They
Well
got
then
that
yeah,
taken care
plus
of.
then you got people
Yeah.
coming to your brand that's just like, oh, like I can like show you off and like I could do all this and take like gym selfies and it's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like just a mess.
Exactly.
I'm not hating on you, Sarah. or anything,
Yeah,
but-
what the fuck? This is like
Sounded
what I
pretty
do.
specific. Yeah.
As I look right at her, saying,
Like, don't just take selfies of
Yeah,
yourself,
right.
right?
"But did you guys meet in the gym?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we did.
we did.
Classic meeting in the gym, curl off
Just saw him.
situation.
Curl off.
Yeah.
That actually was for real.
That was one of the initial meetings was
Yeah.
a curl off.
Was it planned or it just kind of happened?
well, I
Plan a
mean,
curl off?
I guess
I
not.
don't.
Yeah,
It,
you're
it
right. That's a
wasn't
good
like,
point.
hey,
It's
let's
all
meet at
fine.
the gym and have a curl off.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how you
Okay.
started out. Like, this time, it's going down.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it happened. Do you?
I probably challenged you to it. And
Probably.
then you
It was
don't
some
turn
sort of
down a
like bro
challenge.
science thing. Like he quoted bro science or something, and then
okay.
I don't know. If
Did you watch like a Rich Piana video and then just get,
Oh,
like,
dude, I
all
live
into
for
it?
Rich Piana.
The 8-hour arm
Yeah,
workout.
yeah, that's every day for me. I don't have a job. I'm like unemployed, kind of a loser. But I do 8 hours of arms every day. I have terrible elbow
No
tendonitis and a great pump right now.
It's the dream.
This is the dream.
Oh man.
Tendinitis.
So then
Oh,
we
man, I
got
love tendonitis.
Sarah over here.
That's right.
Dad, I've known you for a decent amount of years.
Yeah, I think we like knew of each other more
Yeah.
than we knew each other.
You're probably like, who's that big guy over there?
Yeah,
30
I was like, he's
seconds
fucking
in.
huge. I'm so
Yeah,
intimidated.
yeah. I
forgot to
Please
start the
get me
timer.
out of here. But I think
Happens a lot.
were you friends with Megan? My sister?
I was friends with her group.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was friends with my sister's friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay.
then your sister was
And I
friends
think
with
that's
her-
why I was like even like I knew of you more
Okay,
was because
yeah.
of that.
That's what makes sense.
Yeah. But I knew like when I saw you at Forge, I was like, I know him, and I think we follow each other on Instagram.
Yeah. That's such an awkward situation. When,
Well,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
and that's what I
yeah.
told him this the other day because like whenever you follow someone on Instagram and they follow you back and you just know it, but you've never like interacted in person, you have to get that over with.
Yeah.
You have to like acknowledge the fact that you know who this person is.
100%.
God
Yep.
loves social media now.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's,
Well,
I
and
know
so-
you, but I don't know you.
yeah.
I know you, but I
And I
don't.
feel like you should just rip off the Band-Aid. Just be like, hey.
Yeah, like, hey, how's it
followed
going?
you.
I got a girlfriend
followed
that
you the
way.
other day.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I
You did.
literally friended her after meeting her once, and then just hit her up on Facebook Messenger. I was like, "Hey, do I
Facebook
know
Messenger.
you?" I literally said, "Hey, do I know you?"
Wow.
That is
Literally
suave.
That is
Suave.
game.
That's what happens when you're drunk at
You're like a
noon.
human
It's noon.
cigar.
Jeez. So back to fitness.
Anything, but sorry, honey. I love you.
No, it's
Okay.
alright.
Not
Oh, you weren't talking to me?
Jesus,
Oh, okay, it's
Marion.
cool.
God, no,
That's
that's an edit. Anyway.
so the whole kind of the whole kind of fitness thing for you. Were you just like John? Were you all skinny and whatnot, or how to?
Yeah, I was pretty skinny.
Yeah.
I was pretty skinny.
Or you just wanted to decide to get massive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's what I don't. Because like we literally just saw each other for the first time in 5 years.
Yeah.
And last time I saw Sarah, Sarah was like Sarah.
I was
And
like,
like, what
does she know?
And then like I saw, and then on Instagram I was like, what is going on? It's like when did it was? I saw her
Yeah.
Sunday. Like what happened? So,
yeah.
Show up to church the next day. What's up, Dom?
Yeah, I probably put on like 25 pounds since I last saw you.
Of actual muscle.
Of
though.
just
Yes.
straight muscle.
Just
That's
straight,
it.
like,
nothing
shredded.
else.
Nothing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, whatsoever.
yeah, no, it is just straight.
Have you always been trained at Forge?
No, I started off at the YMCA.
Hey, shout out.
Yeah.
You'll catch Chris there every day.
Yeah. I was called the YMCA guy the other day.
Were you?
I was at a bar and he was like,
Time.
"Hey, you're the YMCA guy." I'm like, "Yeah, I am," but it's
Nice.
like I don't know if I
honorary
can
village
take that.
people, right?
Yeah,
there.
right.
Like an honorary
It's
village
exciting to
person.
get
It's time to
noticed.
find another
Yeah,
gym.
so I didn't know how to like take that. I was just like,
Bad. You should take that poorly.
yeah, I guess I kind of am.
How does
but
the Y stack up to Forge? in your
well, I went to
opinion?
a different Y than
Basically
you
the
go
same
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
No,
not.
it is
Okay,
not.
dude.
It is not at all. Forge is like an old
Mike
school
listens,
type
he's gonna
of.
flip out.
Yeah. It's like an old school, lots of platforms, lots of squat racks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Metal weights, stuff like
Well,
that.
'cause you
And
could
then, and it's
actually
kind
slam
of
the
dirty,
weights
to be
there.
honest. Sorry, Mike. It is a little dirty.
It
is
looks
a little
looks
bit.
dim and scary. Like from all the snaps. And
Well,
I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
people want it to
Yeah.
look like that.
I
think
Yeah.
would.
people kind
I mean,
of
it's called
get.
Forge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in there and yeah.
No, you're right. Because there's like when you enter the gym, it's like a bodybuilding area. You know, it's kind of like the YMCA in a way. But then you enter in the powerlifting room
Okay.
Yeah.
where you always see John, we're just moving some weight.
Just not really.
And then it's like just crazy like going on to like everybody's like, who's your one buddy?
Oh my
like,
God,
the,
Josh.
the
Oh,
bald
Josh,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Josh.
just like cleaning
Yeah.
like he warms up with my max. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so that's
He's-
how
Yeah.
that's gonna go.
Yeah.
He's a ridiculous person.
Don't work
Yeah.
out next to him.
No, yeah,
What's
no,
your
I
max?
stay. Well, I usually don't. I'm not really in that room to be honest. I'm just.
What's your
kinda
max?
What's my max
Yeah, what's your
on
max?
squat?
Yeah.
It's like 315. Yeah.
That's
So,
pretty amazing.
Sarah's like 10 pounds off, and I'm kind of like, oh gosh.
Dude, she probably weighs more than you.
Right now.
I don't know what to take it as
She's
a
like a real
compliment
dense
or-
230.
Yeah.
230.
She's
Oh,
like
yeah.
230.
So when did you decide to hop on the gear?
Yeah.
Like, when
Oh,
was that?
wow.
No, she's natural as fuck.
Well, you don't know that.
Whoa.
No, I'm just
Uh-oh.
kidding. I am.
You
For the most
TRT?
part. Yeah.
I drink energy drinks. Yo, you're always crazy about those energy drinks.
I am on day 7 with no energy drinks.
No coffee.
No, well, okay, I did have one coffee.
Okay.
In 7 days, though. 7 days.
Yeah.
I had
do you blink when you're on?
an awful headache.
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
3
say.
days. Worst
You must
headache of
have
my
just
life.
been like,
Yeah, it
like
was
the
really
whole
rough.
time.
But I'm feeling okay now. I
Yeah.
was feeling like, well, one, it's a lot of money, and then also,
right.
my heart was like, you know,
Feel that?
it was just
Felt that today.
maybe pumping a little too hard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the
possibility.
jewel is making my heart get a little. My mom took my blood pressure because I was like complaining about it. I was like, it's like laying down and my chest hurts.
Yeah,
She's like,
that's-
well, I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe you
dude.
gotta do something. I'm like, probably stop inhaling nicotine every 15 minutes. I'm not excited for you. Want to talk about headache? I'm not looking forward to that.
No, that's
Oh,
gonna be
give me
really
that.
rough. That's gonna
Yeah.
be much, much worse.
That's gonna
So
be bad.
good luck.
You can go with a vape that's not Juul. Apparently, they're going hard on the nicotine. Like everyone else is
Yeah.
like a notch below them. So like
Yeah.
weighing
That's
your way off.
5%. And I bought one that was 3, and I didn't do much. Didn't do enough. And I remember when I started that thing, I take one hit, and I was like, oh, I gotta lay down. Now it's like, when the fuck am I gonna feel shit? Like that's now where I'm at. Take that
Better
away.
than American Spirit.
Bite your tongue, sir. If cigarettes didn't kill me, this is what the show is called. Yeah,
Saying health wise, maybe not more like.
yeah, I know.
It's probably less fun.
Oh, it's absolutely.
Are you like a blue box kind of guy, like unfiltered, like just?
I've
straight
smoked.
off the
I've,
box,
I've
just-
smoked a couple of those before.
Oh boy,
Those were fun.
really good times.
I
You like?
field position, just in the corner.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
See like lost family members and stuff, reconnect with the world. Smell
Yeah,
sounds,
and I
and
high
hear-
fived my grandpa, came back, and went back up, high fived him again. I don't like to talk about it.
Where is this going,
I honestly spaced out for a second.
Yeah,
and I came
yeah,
back
I
to
went
it.
on my phone.
It's
dude,
all,
like-
it's all about addiction. So you're addicted to energy drinks.
Addicted to
Juul-
the gym.
I
I'm a-
was
yeah.
addicted to energy drinks.
But-
I'm a recovering.
I'm a recovering addict.
Yeah.
So what'd you fill it with then?
Oh, nothing. I know.
Oh,
Porcelain
I am
cats.
not doing well.
Porcelain cats.
So how'd you work out
Porcelain
then?
cats.
I don't know.
Yeah, because
I
was gonna
well,
say-
the thing is like I never really drank them before I worked out anyway, so it was like,
Really?
yeah, I don't know. I cut out pre-workout probably a year ago.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, because I was doing the energy drinks and pre-workout and
Oh,
coffee.
oh,
And
oh,
so
oh.
I cut
who
out.
does
First I cut
that?
out coffee, and then I cut
You want to lay
pre-workout.
down?
I know. my heart is fucked. I really.
Yeah.
I probably that was a bad idea.
No,
it's been
it's-
like 3 years of just a straight up addiction. At
I
least.
saw I think it was either your Facebook or your Instagram you posted where it was like, you're so healthy, oh my god, and then like actual like caffeine addicted 6 straight muscles. Like
Yeah, oh
actually,
my god.
Yeah,
no, that's 100% what it is.
it really is. Everybody who looks fit, well, not everybody, but a lot of
Yeah.
people who look like they're fit aren't all that fit.
Biorexia or whatever you call it. Always staring in the mirror, going to the bathroom in the dark. But, who does that? But you got a pretty good Instagram going on. How'd you did you just randomly started posting, or would you like?
Well, I had just a like normal. I was just posting like a normal,
Yeah,
you
just
know,
normal,
feed,
like
just
usual.
you know, friends and look what I'm doing today. And then I started getting into the gym, and so I was like, oh, this is fun. I get to
This is
just post
cool.
pictures of myself. And I was like posting those stupid motivational things, which is
Yeah.
fine, you know, great.
Who does that?
Yeah, Chris.
You just started.
I
It's
did
okay.
just start doing that.
Well, and which is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Good job. But
I'm gonna stop.
I was the things I was posting. I was just like making super long captions that nobody was really reading probably, and like
Yeah.
I decided that I didn't want to be just another Insta host, just posting a picture of her butt and then like
That's-
writing something that was not at all related.
I want to ask
Yeah.
you about that. What do you think separates you from the Insta hoes? That's
Oh,
what-
not much.
No, there's a ton. The reason I asked this question is because like,
Honesty is key.
yeah, no, it's 100% true.
I
like,
feel like, I guess I wouldn't be able to really speak for them just because you can't tell what anybody's actual life is like.
Yeah.
So, what those actual Insta hoes are like in real life, they could be super cool. You know, who knows? They might just be like,
yeah.
like,
They're
know,
smart
manipulating the
enough to live
system.
off an Instagram.
You're right.
Exactly,
No, you're right.
exactly.
You're
So
right.
they might be just doing this as a job and like that's not at all them and whatever.
Yeah.
Which either way, even if it is like whatever.
Your job takes 5-10 minutes a day.
Yeah, that's
No,
pretty solid.
100%.
Right,
Like they
yeah.
go get a booty pump
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just like curve and they find different angles.
Exactly.
And
Where
then you
it's
have your
like-
whole day ahead of you
Yeah.
to do
No,
whatever
exactly.
you want.
And that's the thing. Like, cause I actually see videos of you and I've seen you train. You go like
Yeah.
go
Balls to
hard.
the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like it's like and you actually like. Yeah, like you post a lot of selfies and whatnot. Right.
And you're kind of obsessed with yourself.
No.
But, I mean, you
Feed
seem
my
like a
ego.
bitch, but
yeah,
Nice.
feed my ego, right?
Nice.
No, No, but you.
Oh, wait a minute. We said Insta. Women are not objects.
Yeah, women are not an object. That's
I said it first. so
Yeah,
it's-
you're
it's
right.
fine.
That's the thing we say, just like throughout the podcast.
I know,
sometimes.
That's nice.
You guys
Throw it in
actually
for
do
balance.
listen to it. I'm so happy.
Well, because sometimes we would say things and we were like, that sounds a bit sexist. Let's just try and write
Yeah.
it in.
That's true.
Because it's not 100% true.
Love all
No.
people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fucking.
But
No.
I think when it comes to
Yeah.
Insta women,
There you go.
There you go.
I think that the only thing that would make me, I don't know. I would have trouble saying what makes me different just because I don't know them.
Well,
personally.
you're not.
But on my
sponsored.
page, probably just straight up, like, I don't really
Yeah.
bullshit it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like your caption is like, "I felt bored, so I posted this," or it's like,
Yeah.
"Here's just another booty pic." Just
Yeah,
like, just
it's
like,
honest.
just
Yeah.
like honest
Super
pictures,
honest.
not like, "Well, today I got a coffee and then I went
Yeah,
to like."
and I find them funny, and that's kind of what I
Yeah,
think is more like
exactly.
if I need to stay interested in it, because if I am not interested in it, then I'm just gonna not do it.
Yeah.
And I would like to continue growing it, and so if I am posting a picture of my butt, I'm gonna post something that I think is funny along with it.
Yeah,
Just to
absolutely.
keep myself entertained.
Even though like barely anybody's looking at.
Nobody's looking at the caption, but I am. So
I
it's
read it,
fine.
Sarah. I do read it.
The few people who do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What
Shout
do
out to you all.
What do you think is the biggest opponent with like how social media has kind of changed the fitness game?
I think everybody does everything for other people.
Oof.
Exposed how terrible everyone is.
Yeah.
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 No, that's so true though. It's like
You see some true colors out
you
there,
don't see
especially
a
in the
guy
comments.
posting
Yeah.
like that works out that doesn't post about it
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's the hugest thing. Like you don't see a guy working in their heart that's not taking like hashtag beast mode or like some
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm guilty of that.
I need to find a new co-host.
For the 3 times I worked out that year, I posted 3
and you
pictures.
posted beast. See, that's you. Fuck you, bro.
Wait, did you actually, or you just
Yeah. No, I've done it like twice.
did? Nice.
I took one down because my fiance was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "That's a good
Yeah.
point, honey. I'll take that down."
No, that's always a thing that's like that goes through my mind is like, would you actually be doing this if Instagram wasn't a thing?
That's and
You
yeah,
know?
I saw a like meme or something that said
Yeah.
how many people would actually be into fitness if
Yeah.
Instagram wasn't an actual thing.
Or like how many people actually like follow you for what you're saying and not just
yeah,
like
which
post
is
a
none
random crap.
probably.
But
I don't know.
It gets kind of redundant, like the
It is.
motivational stuff too. You know, it's like especially when guys are talking about how they're like lions and amongst sheep, and they're like
Oh, dude,
unemployed
gosh.
dweebs with terrible like lives, and they
Yeah.
just work out and they're like, "I'll do whatever it
You're
takes,
fine.
except
Yeah.
anything."
Yeah.
Like you're just doing what you love.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
love to lift
exactly.
things.
Yeah.
Like every other aspect of your life sucks. You have no self-discipline.
yeah, like everybody's
I feel
trying
like
to be
he's talking to
Dorian
me.
Yates.
There's no safe direction to look when you're saying that.
Down. Maybe Jesus.
But yeah, it was
Maybe
Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh man.
No, that's true. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even like use Instagram for anything anymore.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
all.
why like Instagram like it became a problem for me because you start comparing yourself.
100%.
You do,
yeah.
100%. Especially when I got into competing. You know, like, you don't realize, and we talked about this before, like, when you're on level, like, let's say I'm on, like, level 5, right? And you're scrolling through all these pictures and you see a guy and, like, you're starting to compare yourself right away. You know, and, like, when you compete, you go into detail. You know, like, fuck, that dude's, like, shoulders are bigger than mine. And then you look in the mirror, right? But you don't realize that you're on level 5, right? And they've been doing it for so much long and they're on level 20.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't post the bad days. Like, it's a highlight
Yeah,
reel.
100%.
You know?
I think that it shouldn't be so hard for people to understand that.
No.
But it is, and
Yeah,
I
it is.
kind of get it. But it's like the Instagram versus reality posts, for example. Those are
Yeah.
kind of annoying to me, just because I feel like you should just know
Yeah.
that that's
Exactly.
not what they're like in real life,
No.
or that's not what they look like all the time.
Like,
You
they're
have to own that sometimes it is reality, though. Some
Oh,
people
that's
look
true.
great.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
100%.
true.
Oh, yeah,
And-
100%.
yeah.
Look really
Yeah.
good all
Yeah.
the time.
And that's the other thing. That's
Yeah.
the other thing. It's like
own that.
No, but that's the struggle with it is like it's a comparing game, and that's why it's some of the people like I think that's what's ruining fitness for some people in general, right? Because when you start comparing yourself, you're like, oh fuck, I'll never look like that. You know, but like yeah, I mean, you maybe not look like that, but you should still do it for health reasons. you
yeah.
know? But
I think that the people who get like, what's the word I'm looking
Well
for?
put. I
Help
agree.
me, help me.
Rotisserie.
Yep, that's the
Lemonade.
one. The people who end up not going for it
Yeah.
because of that
I'm here.
aren't going to do it anyway.
no, 100%. Because I used to have like a whole like CJ Fitness. Remember when I had that?
Yeah.
that little
Bring it
page?
Oh,
back.
did you get rid of it?
Yeah, I
didn't
did
know.
get rid of it because
Oh.
because it was a test for me. because I wanted to test myself. I was like, am I actually doing this because I love it, or am
Yeah.
I just doing it because posting random shit?
Oh wow, that's mature.
You know,
It's
so
super
it's
deep.
like it is super deep.
It's a new
but
age
super
for
deep.
him.
we
Yeah.
sometimes get deep on here, John.
Oh
so
man,
I hope-
I'm not ready. I have a satirical fitness page.
yeah, you
He
do.
does.
Yeah,
He
but
does.
It's all
I,
satire.
I've seen that, man.
Yeah.
I have seen
It's
that.
called Cheat
Yeah.
Meal Guy at Cheat Meal Guy.
Yeah, just a bunch
Follow.
of shirtless
I
pics.
haven't
Like-
posted in like a long time.
It's been a while, yeah.
Probably not going to either.
We'll plug your guys' Instagram.
It's okay.
Please.
I'm not here to plug.
Gosh,
It'll
it'll getting all.
no, it's
Literally
gonna be
all
in-
I'm here for.
It'll be in the description. The 27 people probably already follow you.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
fine.
a girl on the podcast. Where's she at?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, no, that's so true though, and that's the problem with all this.
Because I think
shit,
it would be
but-
like a motivation for me if I had a fitness page to do the progression from shit to
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Yes, but at the same
Just-
time, if it's really a progression for just you could do that on your camera roll.
Do a
Which is
weekly nude.
which is why I always think about, like, why would they do it?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Because plenty of people could take progress
Yeah.
pictures every
Tuesday
single week
nudes day.
and then never post them on Instagram.
Hashtag found the hashtag.
We're like having a
Hashtag
deep
we
dive.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Bullshit.
No, because I think for me, like the idea of having the idea of having like a public progression would make me more motivated.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
you're
because you keep
accountable to
yourself
other people.
accountable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I know Chris. If I had one, Chris would be like, "Hey, motherfucker, where the hell's the post? It's been 2 months. I know you ain't in the gym."
Do you go every Tuesday? Just black box like down there, just straight on picture
Just a really
with a
long
hard
black
light.
box.
Yeah, just put it to the floor. So let them wonder.
You don't know. You don't know.
Just
With a
the
question
photo,
mark in
just
it.
all that
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Oh man.
yeah,
Every
absolutely.
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
You guys would agree.
If that's
that,
not motivation to get jacked, nothing is. Like, man, I gotta fix.
well, plus your cause is like,
you look already jacked, though.
It's so bad.
you're like, if you look at you like, you probably.
If that's
You
what
look-
you're
you
starting
really
with, that's
look
super
good.
unfair.
It's a
Yeah.
black sweater, guys. Let's calm
Yeah,
down.
but I mean, you're looking more jacked than me, and I've been
That's
working at
not-
it for a long time. So
I
I'm
was my
feeling-
dad's
you
a
don't give
freak.
yourself credit.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Dude, I'm
I've known you for
small.
all of 20 minutes. You don't.
You know what was funny? Because like when I first was like started talking to John, he was like the first thing he was like, "Oh, dude, you're always looking so big," and I was like, that's super nice of it. Then like I'm like working out like 20 feet away from him, and I realize he says it to everybody else. You fucking asshole! And I'm like, he just says that. Jerk.
Making you feel like you could be a doctor's wife.
Yeah,
and,
right. Like I was like doing a set, dropped away. I was like,
John, you gotta be
John.
careful.
now
"Oh,
you're making
man."
me feel even worse.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Chris.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Well, John came down like Santa, so
Oh, yeah,
a
you're
bunch of
right.
shit.
That's
No,
true.
you're right. We do have a lot of stuff to flip in.
I mean, I can take that home, so you don't have more boxes down here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or would he even
We'd
notice?
lose it in the rest of it. Your mom would give away the swag and keep the Christmas lights.
Goodwill, here we come.
Just all the apparel straight to Goodwill.
That's be a good marketing idea.
It would
Just
be.
No, you're right.
Yeah, kind of.
Hey, I made that shirt. I'm like, get away from me, weirdo.
oh shit, that would be good.
So, what do you guys think fitness has done for you, like personally? You know, like I like obviously like physically, it's done great things. Talking to you, John. But no, like because a lot of people don't realize working out is 100% more mental than anything.
Yes, it
You know, yeah, like obviously it's physically you're working out, but like to get to the gym, to stay disciplined.
Yep.
You know, like how did you guys kind of like get in that groove? Or
Before,
was it-
because I think you said it best last show. It was like motivation will only get you so far.
yeah,
Like
100%, yeah.
like what keeps it going.
I think that you genuinely like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Well,
it.
I think that's
it's
very
my
rare
favorite.
nowadays.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, but you have to like move past. Some people don't like it, and what do you tell the person who doesn't like it but knows
You
they
gotta
need to do
suck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really nothing. In my opinion, I think
I don't
that's-
think that's the case. I think you should immerse yourself in that terrible, douchey culture of fitness on Instagram. That's what I tell people who are like, how do I stick to it? It's like,
Yeah.
get in the culture. Like, you get hooked on the culture, then it becomes part
No,
of you.
you're right. You're
Like,
right.
I go
That's
because
true.
I want to go, not because, like, I'm disciplined. There's no self-discipline. I, like, want to be there. Like, it's what
Yeah.
I like doing.
Yeah.
No,
You
that's
know,
fair.
like, so I can't really consider myself self-disciplined in that regard. I mean, there's other things. But if you're doing something you love doing, it's not self-discipline. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what I hate
That's
about those
true.
motivational people. It's like, oh, I'm self-disciplined, I'm a lion, I'm like untouchable. Like, no, you're not. You like going to the gym. You're doing
Yeah.
what you want to do.
No,
it just
you're right.
happens to be a good thing by like
Yeah.
society.
Yeah.
But like, I guess normal, like not normal. Normal
Okay, so, I mean,
Sarah's looking
so, like,
down from Mount Olympus.
Yeah. These
I
mortals.
get it. I understand.
For you mortals listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello,
Because like
Sarah.
I'm sitting in a room with 3 people that work out all the time, and I'm legitimately like, how do I want to, then I don't go, and then I want to, and I don't go, and then when I do go, I don't keep going.
I think John is right about getting yourself hooked
Yeah.
on the culture. There is going to be like a period of time that you're just not going to want to do it, and you will just kind of have to suck it up.
Yeah.
But another thing is like progress pictures. I think was really helpful for me because I didn't like go into fitness with like a body goal or something.
Yeah.
But I would just take progress pictures probably way too often, honestly.
What was your progress pictures? What's the word I'm looking for?
That's a terrible
Timeline. Like,
plan.
what would you?
Project? That's like...
How often
Why do you
would
think
you
so?
take one?
Because I
It's
started...
like once a week,
there's
probably.
Once a week?
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
I don't know if that's confusing for the podcast. If somebody like, I
Wait,
don't know
no,
what
what's
to do
up?
here. I'm just going to mute it.
Dude, it's all good.
But like, well, for me,
nervous.
I started off as like a little dude. Like I wasn't like trying to get lean and stuff. I started off like, with like skinny guy 6-pack and all that. So I like the aspirations for me were to gain weight, which is impossible for some people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it
You know?
is.
And for that, you take progress pictures. You're like, oh yeah, I'm like 2 pounds heavier today, and then the next day you're 5 pounds lighter. And then I looked what I perceived to be the same for like 5 years. So I had to that's why I kind of got immersed in strength training, because those numbers moved faster than my body weight did.
Oh, interesting.
That's fair.
Which is why I think getting like involved in the culture and like learning to enjoy and appreciate things is fun, because if it's not an experience for you, sometimes progress moves too slowly. You
That's
know?
fair.
If you're patient, you're cool with it, but like sometimes you don't see the results, which is why you got to be like enjoying like the experience.
He's got a point.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm doing what Larry Wheels does. Not so like well, but I'm still doing
Yeah, you're
that.
still doing it.
That and like mess around in the realm of fitness. There's so many different things to do. When you go in and hit 3 sets of 10 on everything, you eventually you just do cardio. Yeah, that's what I do.
Well,
You like get so bored.
Yeah.
You gotta do weird stuff, mix it up.
No, you do.
know?
It's like
Like,
Otto always says, she got
Yeah.
the shock the
Until
body,"
it becomes
or
a fun thing. Well, not even for productive reasons, but just to
Yeah.
keep you like going back. Like me, if I was just trying to get bigger biceps, I would have quit a long time ago. 'Cause they were I had like 10-inch arms when I went into it, and they weren't 11 for the first like 3 years. It took me forever.
Yeah.
Because I'm like not willing to give up my abs as like a 12-year-old, and like what am I concerned about my beach body when I'm like pre-puberty? Like you're not even legal. Why do you care? You're like
You're not even
like
legal.
why do you care if you look good?
Right,
So
yeah.
like, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
would-
think everybody kind of takes it in a different kind of perspective
Yeah.
on what they kind of like go for,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
John, like obviously you go through for strength training,
Yeah.
and I'm more like physique and progress photos. So I guess it's different. Like you kind of go for more like the strength, you can see your progress.
Yeah.
But from Sarah's point, like the progress pictures, I do think that could work. Like especially when you're just starting
Take
off.
that down as a note.
Yeah, just-
No, like
you guys keep talking.
The truth is you do start to see. I mean, I guess it's not good to like dissect.
well, it's like you see
exactly what-
newbie gains.
Yeah, exactly.
you-
and then you
yeah.
get excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Which
you're like,
I
I
think
can
you should
skip
kind
today.
of ride that
No.
high for a while.
Yeah, you can get excited about it, and then that gets you like addicted.
Yeah.
Like the gym is addicting 100%. And like
Tell you
people
what.
don't like.
When I did Whole30, that was addicting.
Yeah, because
Because
you
that
felt,
was, holy shit, that was quick.
it was hard too.
20 pounds in
Yeah.
30 days.
Wow.
That's what I love.
Jeez, really?
Okay, well, if you can do that, then take progress pics. But like,
Well, yeah,
20
I
pounds
mean,
on me moves every 10 years.
yeah,
like,
that
that's
was,
like why, like,
and
I
it was
don't.
intense and it was quick and it felt good.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Wow.
work out at all.
How long
Wait,
ago
what?
was that?
What'd you do? Juice diet or something?
No,
The
I
Whole
just,
30.
I just did the
What is
Whole 30.
I don't know what that is.
It's wait,
Whole 30 what?
It's basically keto but on steroids. So you don't
Nice.
do. I'm not literally on steroids.
You should- yeah, that would
I
It
would
help.
looks
love
like it,
to.
though.
I would love to.
Yeah, he's looking real nice over here.
Anyway, you do nothing processed. So
Oh.
meat, vegetables, fruit, and you gotta be careful what you cook it in. So we
snap.
used coconut butter, coconut milk, no dairy, no processed sugars, nothing like that.
Whoa.
No alcohol for 30 days. And I got off the diet the night of my engagement party and got so fucked up, I was puking in the bathroom all night.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
snap. That's another
Did
5
you do-
pounds right
Exactly.
there.
I gained all of it back that night. It was bad.
Did you
Wow.
reintroduce the foods? Did you do like the
Uh,
process of getting back
a,
off of it?
a little bit. Like I felt so guilty.
Why didn't you just hold
Yeah.
on to that diet?
Well, because you're not supposed to.
Yeah, it's kind of
That's
unrealistic.
like 90% of my diet is processed things.
Yeah, well, yeah, and
I
that's
don't
the
eat
thing.
anything
It's like
natural. I refuse.
it's really, really a hard diet to do.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you can't go
Yeah.
out. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, you don't know what they're cooking.
You're
shit
giving
in.
up a social life.
Oh,
100%.
absolutely.
Wow, yeah.
Which is prep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
prep, 100%. Oh,
I will cook
gosh.
something at the house, and Chris is like, nope.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Yeah.
really nope.
Well, it depends on where you want to take it, you know, and
Yeah.
then that's where goal setting kind of comes in,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I get a lot of questions asked like, you want to do it like because you obviously love it, right? But I'm a very competitive person. I'm sure you guys are too. So when like when I step on a stage, it's pretty addicting and whatnot, like because you want to. I want to fucking win, you know? So, I mean, when you get that kind of feeling and that, it obviously makes me work out harder, 100%. If you're not just, like, continue, like, to keep joining the gym, like, goals, I think, are a huge thing, like, with fitness. You know, like, obviously, like, you go in there, you do your workout, and, like, the biggest thing you don't want to do is just keep going through the motions. I think that's what people kind of get caught into, you know, because when you keep going through the motions, the progression is not going to be as much. You know, so like if you set a goal for yourself, you're gonna get more serious about it, and that's where like the more progression comes in.
Yeah, like setting short-term goals.
Yeah, like setting short-term goals. Like honestly, I'm not gonna be. I'm trying to get my IFBB fucking pro card. I'm gonna work out hard all the time, or like something like that.
English. What?
Basically,
That's
becoming
like
a pro.
the big shiny naked guys on stage.
Yeah.
Oh,
When
yeah.
they-
Oh, yeah. Please don't do that. Please, God, don't do that.
Hey, I don't do that now.
No, not
No,
yet.
just call May, whatever. Yeah.
Do you guys
Which
have?
I think we should live stream that. I'm not even kidding.
What?
I think we
I
should
think you
Instagram live
should.
your competition.
I think you should.
on the Spirit
From
podcast.
the Spirit Podcasts.
Yeah.
Account,
Live from
I will
Spirit
sit in.
Podcast.
I
You
will sit
really
in the stands.
I mean, I'm down,
Yes, you
dude.
should
If you
definitely.
wanna sit there, like,
Just
You're
go
gonna
ahead,
be
buddy. Hit it.
I
Me
can
and the
do
two
it.
other people in the audience, all the parents. Get it?
You know, I'll like sponsor like a card table if we set up and just have him in the background. You and I will just sit at the table like this,
man.
and we'll be talking, and he'll be just back there doing his thing and stuff.
That's like
be awesome.
that's like the ultimate like where I want to be is like at a booth.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's the
dad
move.
be
At a
fucking at a booth.
We don't even
like,
have
at
to tell
Expo
them.
or
Girls
something.
in sports bras, handing out little sample packets.
Oh man, try my pre-workout. This fucking gets you lit.
English.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what that is. What
Like an
pre-workout? You don't know what
auction.
pre-workout is?
You said it really fast.
Yeah, you
I
did.
did.
I thought you said some kind of like supplement that you took that was a
Oh,
brand
sorry.
that you wanted.
My bad, dude.
I
No.
take pre-workouts.
It
I'm
was
trying to
really
work you
fast.
into this, man. I'm doing my
I
best.
don't
But
4
you guys,
people's a lot. on a podcast.
Hey, we've done it
It's like an
once.
auction right now. Everyone's talking so
Yeah,
fast.
we got to make sure that we're taking.
well, yeah,
turns.
and it's hard like when you got 4 people, like one person talking.
Oh, yeah,
at a time.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so-
And then
We
it
don't
gets
have
super
headphones.
quiet.
Yeah.
The headphones I feel like are for show. Is that what it's all
I,
about?
well,
I don't
we can
get
do it
those.
in that one and this one, where you can hear yourself and
That
the
one
other
and this
person.
one? That's almost all.
Oh,
of them.
I don't know if I would
Well,
like
I
that.
don't know if you can actually. No, there isn't. You're right.
I don't
It's
always
almost
get
all
that
fucking
because wouldn't you hear yourself?
Yeah, you hear yourself and the other person. Why are we talking technical production?
Why? But you would get an echo.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay. So I was like, if I like just said that sentence I just said, like I would hear it in my ears. And that
While
would
you're
Yes.
saying
yeah.
it.
Yeah, you would, but it would be at almost the same time.
Almost.
But you have to do it because then you don't like talk over each other because then you know where the other person stops and ends, and then you hear the delay.
Oh.
Maybe that's just good manners to not talk while others are talking.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's a thing.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we've
No.
ever done that. I'm Italian.
I'm not understanding
Nothing
what
would
you're saying
ever
right now.
get done in Italian culture if everyone waited.
Were your guys' parents at all into fitness?
No.
Or-
Nope, not at all.
Same
Not
here,
even a
man.
little.
Same here.
Well, I guess my parents are like fit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
they're like
actually,
they're not
that's-
into fitness,
she's
but
kinda
they're
lying,
yeah.
yeah.
I just realized they
I
were
saw
never
her dad
like
do handstand push-ups, and he's
yeah.
like 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did gymnastics growing up.
He's professional
you
Olympian,
jacked.
but yeah. he
No,
didn't
that
work
is
out.
not at all true.
Dad was an Olympian, but
nope.
does
I
that
see where the
count?
genetics come in now.
Is that what you were talking about?
Throughout high school, he was, and then they stay at like they do push-ups as a
Yeah.
family. Like they
As a
definitely
family?
yeah they do it after family prayers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's goals.
Do you guys ever like try? Do you ever try and get them like in the gym with you?
I tried getting my brother in the gym, but he gets really, really, really annoyed with me every time I ask.
Oh,
Because he's small.
my
Ton.
bad.
But he does like every time and eventually I just started asking him because it was pissing him off, and that made it
No,
worse.
it's fair.
I used to work out with my brother, and I hated every minute of it.
Yeah.
He's super uber competitive,
Oh, really?
Mm.
and it was like really, you know, Aaron and I, we would
Yeah.
all work out at the Po, and like he was just pissed me off one day, and literally Aaron goes, "Dude, when you do it, I feel much more resistance than when he does it. Don't bring it up." And I was
Don't
like,
donate.
I was like, "Thank you." I was like, "Thank you."
I got to get you guys on that workout before.
Po?
Yeah.
I
'cause
did it once.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have done it before.
I remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
I'm
once.
not. I'm
Because
an
what-
underachiever, though.
Basically,
That's a
Just give
perfect
up right
workout.
away.
yeah.
Deal.
That is the perfect word.
It
If you're an
is.
underachiever, it is the perfect word.
Because it's 5 minutes.
It's 5
to
Oh,
10
that's-
minutes.
That's
of
a
your time.
lot. But I mean, yeah.
But when you-
a shot.
but when
More
you
than
do
I've
it,
done
you're just like,
cardio in so long.
Wait, is
just
that
lay
cardio?
No, it's
could die. I
it's
could
all
die.
eccentrics. If that makes
Curls?
sense.
Just straight up curls.
Curls,
5 minutes
bench.
Well, you can do curls. You can do pretty much
Spud.
anything you want.
Oh, very nice.
But
Very nice.
Deadlift.
You just resist.
So this is like Tabata.
What? What? Do you know?
Yeah,
No,
Tabata.
Tabata is that like 5 I think it's like 5 seconds doing like one thing and then you like hold. I don't know. It's fucking. No, it's
okay.
not
Praise
that.
Dave Castro. Greg Glassman. Hashtag CrossFit.
okay. Yeah, dude. That's where I get lost sometimes.
I didn't know. I wanted to make. I looked at Chris for
No one
confirmation. He
knows.
went.
Just let him go. Let him go.
He's just going off on his
That's
own
good.
little.
No, the best thing for podcasts is when you want to fucking go on a rant.
You always want to.
That's-
a wild card at the
Here's
table.
subject matter at the bottom of the video. Question
random
marks.
words.
Just 3 question marks.
Oh man, main themes.
Just wait for the next one.
Catch it on the repeat. It's fine.
No, that actually happened to us before. The
Like,
third,
oh yeah, guys, we posted it. It just must be your accounts that aren't showing it.
we put it
It's
private.
there, I promise.
Private, you only host
We got a
fucking
claim.
listen
We
to
got
it.
shut down in every country.
Oh
It's cool.
man. Do you
That's-
guys? I know like through social media, but do you guys like have people you look up to, kind of in the fitness kind of realm of things? Obviously, I know you're trying to be Larry Wheels.
Dimitri Klokov is my man there. Yeah.
And that's what was that in the gym? Where you had an arrow pointing
Oh yes,
towards
when we're like maxing out, we
Yeah.
like draw a chalk arrow pointing east where he is
towards Russia.
towards Russia.
Nice.
I have a
Dude,
T-shirt
I
that
love
says
that.
Dimitri Klokov is my spirit animal.
I remember you telling me
From-
about
yeah.
him.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't know who that
Buddy
is. What does he
Evan,
do?
shout out to him. You better
He's
listen
just
to this.
strong, dude.
Listen,
He's a strong dude.
He's just strong.
my
dude.
favorite.
Man crush.
Yeah,
Okay, that's all right.
yeah.
It happens.
Everyone needs one.
Yeah,
That's
Tim
true.
McGraw.
Everybody
For
would.
sure.
Tim
McGraw.
McGraw.
Tim
Wow.
Really?
McGraw?
Yeah, just
Really.
I'm a little,
listen to those jeans, man.
What?
Disappointed.
Chris Helmsworth.
Hug. Jeans hug.
the jeans hug.
Jason Momoa.
Just
I'm sorry. Who do you?
Yes.
Who's your kind of person you look up
Steph
the
Cohen.
candle.
for sure. She's a power lifter. She's oh
Do you
my
not know who
god,
she
you don't know who
is?
she is.
You need to get on that.
You definitely need to get on that.
No, look it up.
She
Is right now. It's
is
essential. That
incredibly strong. She's like my
to? Was she the
My
one that's
weight.
breaking all those
yes, all
records?
the
Deadlift,
records.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single record ever. Yes.
Okay.
100%. That is
Steph
her.
Cohen.
She on T?
Oh, she is on
she's
all
on-
kinds of
Yes.
shit.
Any mustache coming in?
No, she looks good.
Does she look like Cyborg?
If I'm
She's
thinking.
huge.
Oh.
Okay. Yep. Know who that is.
Physique wise, not necessarily my goal, but
Oh
she
my
is
Quad on
insanely
quad
strong.
on quad. It's a ham.
Wait, what about the physique? Would you change?
Yeah. What's your kind of
Um,
physique? Kind of.
It's amazing.
I
Nah.
would prefer to.
That's
Throw another kind in there for good measure.
Kind of.
I like prefer looking a little bit more feminine than that,
Okay.
Same.
but I'm down to be
I'm
super
trying to look
muscular.
feminine.
I was
fair.
gonna say, who
Yeah.
are we doing?
Trying to
No,
keep
that-
my legs smooth. Try not to chisel out too much.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. That's
Crack your
Yeah, she's
crack
really
your
strong.
head in her legs.
Yeah,
and that's powerlifting too.
Nothing.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
usually like.
That's a solid diet and power.
Oh,
lifting,
100%.
yeah.
That's
yeah. And she does a lot of. I mean, what else? Because I know
Drugs.
they do.
A lot of drugs.
just all the drugs.
Yeah, probably.
Well, that's being
She's-
super responsible, you know. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's drugs and a whole lot of dedication.
Yeah. I'm gonna-
No, it's fair.
You can excuse
So-
yourself. It's
I
fine.
got this. Yeah.
Literally,
I'll, like,
Chris
bite it and
left
kick up
in the
table
middle
and
of a
die.
show and peed, and you can hear it. So
Strong stream.
strong
stream.
It's like,
I
don't
feel
crack
like a
the
man.
porcelain.
No,
Jeez.
I feel like a man.
That applies to like podcasts and urinating. Strong stream all around.
So what do you got there, man?
This is a camera.
This is
Catch
a camera.
some beautiful candids of our fine hosts.
Wow.
This is, for like the gram and whatnot. Sarah, you want to do the honors?
I
Wait,
would
what
love
do
to
we
do
have
the
on here?
honors.
Oh man.
Oh god, there's
We're whipping
pictures,
out
guys.
a Canon camera right
Oh,
now.
you know what? We're
Sponsored.
All right, let
heavily.
me out angle somebody.
That's right. That's right.
Someone.
So you're gonna just, like,
Oh.
We have no SD card yet.
I have.
So.
I did that at my engagement party. Did you see that?
What?
At my engagement party, I had
Oh,
the
you
family. Did it on purpose. It was like, this is the only time I'm gonna be in the out because every picture when you're engaged is you're in the center. So I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
that's
when
rough.
did you get engaged?
October 6th.
I was going to. When you first said it, I was gonna be like, oh my god, when did that happen?
Right.
Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations! Yeah,
Thank
by
you.
the way,
Yeah, it's
That's very exciting.
that's really exciting.
scary.
Is it? I mean,
Yeah.
you knew it was coming.
Well, I mean, I
obviously.
did it, yeah.
You did it.
I planned it.
Did you do like the thumbs up with the biflex,
Yes.
the bicep
I
flex,
hit it
and
on
all
the
your
side.
pictures?
Well,
Yeah.
dude,
Like, yeah, I'm engaged.
yeah,
in a sweet maroon.
you got to learn
Oh,
how to
no way, really?
out
Look it on
angle.
Instagram, it's
Oh,
beautiful.
I'm about that.
You got to learn how to out angle someone without doing the fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
looks
because like the
aggressive.
fist looks
Right.
like you're trying.
That's
Yeah,
you got to
if
point
you're-
at the person you're with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or a peace sign.
Or a peace
Just
sign.
like flex the
He's a
fuck.
professional.
Why are your fingers crooked? I don't know. I'm just trying to.
I have a picture of me that like fingers like.
Just shaking so
Yeah,
hard.
exactly.
No, this is the right guy.
Okay.
This is the.
There's actual
50.
pictures, ladies and gentlemen.
There is actually pictures going on.
Pictures.
Holy
So is
cow,
this-
your shutter speed's at so high?
I was gonna ask you for
What
like
was that in English?
marketing for Ivey League Brand. How's the process you kind of take with all that?
Wow, that's being reworked right now.
That
Oh,
actually
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Meow.
a major rework. We're working on the ambassador program, trying to bring that to life, and then
Chris
we got
10.
a whole lot of other stuff. Yeah, Chris 10.
That's right.
Okay, so you want to kind of keep it under hold, so.
Oh no, we're very open about it. If you got any ideas, let us know.
That's always my thing is like, what's your kind of like, obviously you started it, right? And you obviously want to
Yeah.
continue to
Why
grow
don't you
it.
take
Yeah.
her seat for the thing so
Oh,
your
it's
face is
not a
in
bad
it?
idea. Not a bad idea.
I thought we were doing this
Trying to
during the
make them candid,
podcast.
so it looks all legit. Like, you know, like we're doing our thing. Well, they're not gonna make the candid. They have to pose.
Like, just like
I mean, I'm behind.
Coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want our
Just
faces on
spilling
it.
it all over your face because you're shaking from the flex. Holy cow! I'm gonna put this vest on so it looks like I'm big.
No, take it off.
We could have gotten like oh, look at us, they're having fun on the podcast. Yay! She doesn't even care. She doesn't like fun. Wow, this is little. I don't like this.
Well,
I was
dude,
gonna say,
that's what you want to do. Though.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I know. This is a normal size vest.
This is actually an XXL. That's
XXL.
he's just looking good, but don't look at the camera.
Don't look at the camera.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't look at the camera. I'm pulling everything in my upper back right now to take off a little vest. We're trying to look natural, and it's getting really unnatural.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that sums up my life. Trying to look natural when it looks so unnatural.
Oh,
What's
that's what I
the
aspire
with the
towards.
ambassador program? What are you kind of looking for? Kinda
Like
all that.
motivation for people to be ambassadors is really. So this podcast is at like a transition period in my life and the brand's life. so,
It's okay, I should have known.
so, like if you were ever to catch us not ready to answer questions that every other business could answer, it's
What's
now.
your business
I have all
model?
these
What's your
questions wrote up, and I'm like,
Oh no, absolutely. So I mean, this is quality here. We can all get in on the journey. Like we're like kind of rebranding right now because
Okay.
you know, like it was a learning process because I knew nothing for a long time.
Right.
And now that I finally got the business end of things sorted out, and like she's like, for example, like we're like really figuring out the photography thing, which is content is king, you know,
Yeah,
especially
right.
in 2019.
Because I saw you took pictures downtown. A
Yeah.
couple times.
Yeah,
those,
but unfortunately,
those turned out pretty
they
good.
did. Yeah, they're professional quality photos.
Yeah.
We're learning how to edit like pros. You know, like not
Right.
over editing, but also getting that like, you know, the color scheme's got to be consistent on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you look like
Right.
an amateur. So, and like I always say, like you don't notice like quality, you notice the lack thereof. You know, it's
Exactly.
like you don't notice it when it's done right, but that's the goal.
Yeah.
And so now that we kind of know how to create stuff, she's like hiding behind some boxes, like a little sketch ball. And yeah, so
There's crutches back there. Careful. You don't want to need them. You don't want to need them.
irony is what that is.
Well, I
Define
mean, just
that.
like what you were saying about quality, because like I took engagement photos that looked like shit, and then when someone that was
Yeah.
a moderate professional, they looked amazing, even though
Oh,
they're
yeah.
almost the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's a big
absolutely.
deal to have
Yeah.
some knowledge of how to take a fucking photo.
Exactly.
surprised.
Yeah.
Well,
No, absolutely.
One thing, like what you said, when you started, you knew fucking nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the start of everything.
Oh,
Without
yeah,
a doubt.
absolutely.
Like any company out there.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was talking about, the levels and whatnot. Is with a company like you're gonna have to trial and error for the fucking longest time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like where you actually make a profit.
Yeah, I'm on
like-
like 9 years and I've probably made like no more than $10,000.
That's
Because
still
like sales are like, but I
Yeah.
mean like if you think about it, it's not
yeah.
like,
No, I mean
Right.
that's
You know.
still pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Man. That's pretty dope.
it's been stretched out over the last like
Yeah.
2 years or whatever.
So is You have a full-time job now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I work
And
I've worked full time for like actually since high school.
Okay.
So yeah, like I worked on power lines for like 6 years.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was
Nothing
underground.
fun,
It was
yeah.
terrible.
Some Elon Musk shit.
Yeah, basically the same thing, only a lot different. But like, am I gonna get high? I'm kind of excited.
You drop it as one hitter. It's not a good.
But yeah, I did that for a while.
Yeah. So you're trying to make this a full-time gig.
Yeah, that's like the dream is basically just to not
Yeah.
have like a day job. Like, obviously, I'd love to be like a billionaire and all that, and
Yeah.
like live the jet set life. But like the first goal of the many is to not have the day job. Like
Right.
working for myself is the dream. I'd work 16 hours a day every
Yeah,
day.
absolutely.
If I could have.
Well, because you
this is
actually
my
have
own
a
thing.
passion for it and you love
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And I've like always just wanted to build something from nothing. That's been my
Yeah.
like the dream. Like if I had to sum up my life's dream,
Yeah.
is build something from nothing because I always feel like that's so cool.
What do you think is like holding people back when they're like when they want to start a company, when they want to like pretty much anything like with the whole company business? What do you think what was like the problems that kind of held you back from starting?
You have to be irrational to think that it's more than a dream.
Yeah.
You have to be like kind of stupid to think
Oh,
that
yeah.
you can do it,
Yeah.
and like it's kind of arrogant to think that you can do something that like 99.999% of the world can't
Yeah.
do. So I think that's it. Like continuously like taking on like those failures and then moving on. It's kind of like the fitness thing, but like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, it's that sort of thing. Like when things aren't working out, doing them anyways. And I find myself
Yeah.
I've been doing that for years. I'd like hit something and be like, I don't know how to do this, and then
Yeah.
you have to figure it out. And that's something I notice when I bring other people on in the business, like
Yeah.
to work with me. They're like, I'm like, hey, can you help me with this? They're like, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, neither do I. I'm figuring it out right now too. I don't have a clue.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Why I respect you so much because you're figuring out and trying to make this a fucking thing at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people like they have a business come in, they hire this guy to do that, hire this guy to do that, but no, it's like, yeah, I mean, like it's just like your friends, and it's just you.
Yeah.
This is you.
Exactly.
You know, so
yeah.
there's just like there's no professional actual fucking things going on.
Yeah.
besides this amazing photographer over
That's
here.
true.
She got behind a tower of boxes.
She did. She's committed to the game. She's committed.
I thought I lost her for a while.
I wish I could have got like an arm pump before you started taking pictures.
Yeah,
just
let's
like-
pause the podcast
Yeah.
for push-ups. Pause for push-ups.
No, but
First at
how many people would you say are kind of like in the
Employed.
company? Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Sarah and I are pretty much it. I've
Yeah.
had like friends in the past who've kind of jumped in and then jumped out, and they're
Okay.
like, you know, because oftentimes people are eager to be involved, but then they
Yeah.
realize it's not as glamorous as
Yeah,
it would
for
seem.
sure.
Because
No, yeah.
you know, like would you watch something like Christian Guzman vlog, and you see the I'm having my warehouse built, and I'm trying
Yeah.
on these new like sweet like joggers. It's like,
Yeah,
well, I
yeah.
mean, like that's the coolest part of the day, you know,
Yeah,
or the year. You know, it's
Yeah.
not normally that cool, and especially when you're getting started, you know.
Yeah.
And that comes back to the highlight thing.
Yeah, so
Without
yeah,
a
again,
doubt.
exactly. Like, there's the highlight reel's pretty small, and it's even smaller in like building a business. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean-
most of this stuff's like
Yeah.
working through confusion. But yeah,
Nine
What do you-
times out
so-
of 10, it's not glamorous right
Yeah,
now.
no,
it's
not at
not.
all.
And you're taking a class to kind of learn more about that.
actually, it's like a personal finance thing. I'm
Okay.
peer pressured from Sarah's parents, which is
Oh,
you
that's
know,
fair.
it's a strong source of peer pressure. But like Elon Musk, speaking of which, had like a great quote that like starting a business is like chewing glass and staring into the abyss.
Oh,
Or maybe
100%.
a friend of his said that. I think. Yeah, he made that reference, and I.
Darkest thing.
That is the darkest thing ever, but that's kind of what it feels like, you know, like
Two terrible things. Locked
exactly.
Well, you hear all these
it's
people.
stressful, and
with
you
a
have
pistol
no
to your
idea
head.
where
Yeah,
to go.
you have
know?
to be
Yeah.
a little fucked in the head.
Exactly.
As
yeah.
weird as it sounds,
Oh,
and I
no.
always bring that up all the time. So
Yeah.
It's like anybody that's trying to chase a goal, like you kind of have to be obsessed with this shit.
It's true. Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
so that's crazy.
and I think that's just like innately in you. You know, it's like an internal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
I think
teach
you can,
that.
Yeah,
No,
you can
no,
pull
no.
it out of someone if
absolutely.
it's there, but you know, and like I think a lot of times what I find myself doing is overcoming like just that middle class find a job and work hard mentality.
100%. Yeah.
Like, and that's part of being crazy is like tuning out what you've learned since
Yeah.
you were born.
Right.
Do you
know,
think
and, like,
that's
hard.
just like it's either in you or it's not, or do you think it's something you can kind of like learn?
I think you can
along
kind of
the
learn
way?
it to a point.
Yeah.
But I think it's in a lot of people, but they just never tap into it. Like it's
Oh, yeah.
there, it's just they
Yeah.
don't pull it out.
Some people just want to go
So,
9 to 5, come
yeah,
home. 9
exactly.
to 5, come home.
Yeah.
Well, I just think it's the craziest thing, man. Like when you talk to like people you know, acquaintances or whatever, and their schedule is like work, Netflix, and then they go back to work the next day. You know, I'm like I don't know, man.
There
It's
might
like
be a hand raised in the room.
And
no,
some
I
tears.
just think it's like not to get weirdly deep around, like, but I just think it's absolutely insane if you're not trying to fucking live the shit out of your life.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's like, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, like, if, like, along this whole journey, fucking whatever
Yeah.
it calls it, it's like the whole retirement plan, working towards, like, a retirement, you know,
Yeah.
like, and, like, once you retire, oh, fuck, man, everything's gonna be good. You know, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be sitting on my beach, I'm
Oh,
gonna be
man.
sitting on my rolling
Let's
chair.
forget the 60 years of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
100%. But
Yeah.
that doesn't really boggles my mind. Is like when you're retired, there's still gonna be shit going on.
Yeah.
Like my buddy, like me and my buddy Jack. It's like, you know, David Goggins.
Yeah, yeah.
He has this
That
one
dude's
thing where
crazy,
he
yeah.
always goes, "This shit never ends." You know, because but it's
true,
true
yeah.
though, dude. It's
Exactly.
like, but I just don't understand like where the people are just
Yeah.
they're so satisfied with like. I don't know, man. Like
I
we've
think
had conversations
mediocrity?
about this. Like mediocrity and like they're not just like
I think you tune out the potential, and that makes it comfortable to not deal
Quote
with
of the
it.
year.
that's true.
Yeah. Like,
But
it's
doesn't
just
that
like
slowly fucking kill you inside?
for some people, I think they get really comfortable with that. It's like you like along with the dream and being arrogant enough to think it's more than that. Like
Yeah.
I always like Dan Blazarian's a great reference. Like it's not like people don't want that. Not like every guy doesn't want to
Yeah.
do that. It's just they like to imagine that that's just something one guy got lucky. Like I didn't inherit money. I like it's like so you
Yeah.
just say like that's not my dream life. My dream life is this.
Yeah.
Like yay.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. And then you just convince yourself over and over that that's too ridiculous and
Yeah.
that what you've got is great. And then, you just tune out all of that, like the possibilities that there could be.
Because I'm sure you obviously have friends that like
Mm-hmm.
want to do more with their life, you know, and
Yeah.
it's I find it very tricky on how to kind of like not because it's not even really giving advice in a
Yeah.
sense. It's just like the potential thing. You're like unlocking your potential. It's just like you want to set them down this path. You know, but then like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, right? But you're doing something.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you're doing something, and that's the key of this whole
Yeah.
thing. It's just like trying to get that person just like just want to fucking choke them. Like, what are you fucking doing, man?
Yeah.
But like, how do you kind of handle those situations? Like where you have like that buddy like that wants to be more in shape or that wants to start this business. Like, how do you? It's like it's not even motivating. It's just like,
Yeah.
what's the kind of perspective you kind of take with all that fun shit? I know
Oh,
it's a
that's
hard question.
Really well oriented. That's a
No,
great question, though.
Thank you, man.
But like, I think usually I give the advice that like on the things that I've already screwed up and worked through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like if I screwed that up and already solved that part, I'll be like, hey, I've already done this. Like, you're not here yet. Try
Yeah.
this. And if I don't think I'm ahead of them, it's usually just perspective. I like to think my perspective is pretty good because I'm so like self-aware. I like screw up
Yeah.
regularly and try new things. And so
100%.
I think I get conceptually, I can get things right
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know. It is
Yeah.
kind of a basis to basis thing.
Yeah, well, it's
where they
the
put their
weirdest
heart,
thing
yeah.
because I saw this one quote where it's like when you see someone like when you're giving advice to someone else, it's almost like you're giving that advice to you yourself.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you're
Oh,
giving
totally.
like you're like when I sometimes give advice to people, I'm like, I need to fucking do that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Yeah,
just like,
absolutely.
and that's just being humbled and like
Oh,
you
no,
know
absolutely.
respect for. But that's always my
It's
because
also
like
easier to say what you want to someone
Yeah.
than
Mhm.
you
Oh,
actually
you're right.
doing it. So
yeah, no, it's true because it's like back to when I said it's like it's either in you or it's not in you.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like how is it not? You know, it's like
Yeah.
how are you not trying to become the best version of yourself
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
possibly can
But I
be?
mean, that might just mean that it's in you that you think that way.
Yeah,
if it's so
exactly.
innately in you that you don't even
Yeah.
understand how someone couldn't be like that.
yeah.
But for some people, just it's more satisfying to be comfortable than it is to aspire towards great things. Like
yeah.
avoiding the threat feels nicer than potentially achieving the goal
Mm.
or whatever.
Because the way I look at it is, man, is like I'm always trying to see what perspective they're coming
Yeah.
from. You know, like obviously, like you have a family, right? And you're
Mm-hmm.
in that mediocre job that you hate. You know, but you got to do it.
Yeah.
Like there's dads out there that fucking hate their job. There's wives out there that hate their jobs, but they have to do it to support their family.
Yeah.
You know, and I respect those people like without like the most. You
Yeah.
know, because it's just like, and that's the thing I'm most afraid of is being like stuck in that kind of like shit. Like this is it. Now,
Yeah.
you know, it's like that terrifies the fuck out of me.
Oh, absolutely. I feel
But-
like you can mitigate that fear by like what I've always told Sarah is like on my deathbed I'd be like scheming up ways to become a billionaire still.
Yeah.
I'd be trying to get the brand started. Like if I knew I was going to
Shit
die
never ends,
tomorrow,
bro.
I'd be like, what might work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do that until I was like dead. So like
Yeah.
I told her I'll either achieve my dreams or die trying to do that. Like
And that's what
literally,
gets you out in the bed in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
every
I'm
day.
like, trying to do that all the time. I'm like constantly scheming up ways to improve things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like reorient like the house just to be more conducive to the day to day. Like
Yeah.
recently the thing I started doing, which is obnoxious, but like setting a timer for every hour on the hour on my days off to see where my time's going.
Oh,
You know, like
very
you,
cool.
and I was telling her, like, you like pick something you're gonna do for the hour, and it's surprising either how fast it goes or how slow it goes. Like, you know, you'd be studying, you'd be like, my God, this is the longest hour ever, and then you do something else, like we worked out, and like that hour just like flew by. It was just like gone.
Do you guys have any like kind of like ritual, like a morning routine you guys do every time you wake up to kind of like get your day going? Because like that's, I feel like that's a huge thing. Is like when you wake up, like if you have a morning routine that's like getting yourself ready for the day. Some people it's going to the gym. You know, because once they go to the gym, they get the hardest part out, and everything else is like, oh, I fucking went hard in the gym, so now it's like easier. Like some people like jump in the fucking cold shower, kind of get their mind right. Do you guys kind of have like a morning routine? You guys kind of do?
I think that's what we're working on.
Yeah.
the
Kind of
most.
setting that up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
We're like nocturnal, so we used to
Yeah.
just kind of like wake up at like
Yeah, because you
10,
guys train
yeah.
at like fucking midnight.
yeah,
That's the
we
craziest
used to
thing.
get to the gym at like around midnight
Yeah.
and stay until like 2.
Yeah.
But now we're just kind of getting like the regular, like setting up a circadian rhythm, kind of
Yeah.
sleeping
Yeah.
and waking up at the same time.
Because I don't know if you guys agree, but a routine could be a good thing.
Oh, I
100%.
love
Yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yes.
huge fan. I'm very structured.
Yeah, because if I'm not structured, my mindset
Yeah.
is just kind of all over the place.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But- No, that's very, very true.
For me, like waking up at the same time every day, and then
Yeah.
I think one of like the only ritualistic thing I do is like I clean for like the first half hour I'm
Okay.
awake. Like I just clean like the house.
Yeah.
I'm like super anal retentive. I think that like if your setting
Mm-hmm.
is like sorted out, then you don't really have to think about that. Then you can focus on your goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my goal, like in life right now at this very moment, is to get my whole like life sorted out. So like my only focus has to be the brand, like the
Yeah.
businesses and stuff like that. Because if I can focus exclusively on those, then everything.
Right.
That's why everything's kind of like lock and key. Like
Yeah.
I know like Mark Zuckerberg talks about how he like wears the same thing every day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's mostly just like an Ivy League T-shirt and joggers. That's like I wear the same thing pretty much every day.
Well, because you don't have to.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
more. You have more room
eliminate
in your
things
brain to
think about. Yeah,
Fuck, who cares?
exactly.
Bro.
Yes.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
They're
Dude,
flowing.
that's crazy,
Yeah.
but and that's why
like little things like that.
Yeah.
That's why like sometimes I catch myself staying way too late. You know, because it's like I'm getting ready for the next day. I'm
Yeah.
preparing ready for the especially during prep. Like
yeah.
if my meals aren't kind of like ready for that, like,
Mhm.
oh, it's like
Yeah.
it's like a fucking mess.
Yeah.
No, but I get that, dude. It's like a weird kind of like thing, and everybody has it. You know,
Yeah.
everybody kind of does their own little like start off the day, whether they read or whatever. I think it's more important than people realize,
Yeah.
for sure.
Do you have any morning rituals?
Morning routine is I work with my kiddos at I'm not gonna say which school.
Just say it
Well,
creepier.
no.
Yeah, wait, what?
Just
I work at a
Hey.
school, like I'm the before care. So kind of
Oh,
what I
nice,
do
nice.
is have my coffee, and I usually sit in the parking lot. I get there 30 minutes early.
Yep.
We usually do is get there 30 minutes early, one to get ready for the kids.
That's yeah.
You
That's
gotta
a
get,
mental.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a mental getting ready, but like some
Yeah.
kids
Here
probably gonna
comes the
smack
scream.
you, and you gotta be okay with it. No, but I usually listen to some type of podcast that talks about the things that we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Because we have a podcast now.
We do,
I don't
yeah.
know.
That's pretty
Wow.
sweet.
Right.
That's super sweet.
You know how cool it is to say
That is
that?
so cool, yeah.
You
That's
don't listen to
fantastic.
it, but
No, I don't. I don't want to hear my voice.
You ever
I,
check with like the kids? Like, hey, you kids like
See, this is-
podcasts? Like,
Oh,
I feel like it's illegal to
Is
do
it?
that.
I listen
There's,
to it.
you
there's
get like a few of them
lot.
on the podcast, maybe.
That's illegal.
I feel like
That's
I'd go to jail for
100%
that. I don't
illegal.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah.
Right
That's
on.
He wanted to get a kid that was at summer camp on the show. I'm like, he's got to sign a waiver.
Well,
Like,
dude, he was like a volunteer.
it doesn't. She's 16, not even.
Yeah.
We'd have to like.
Fake ID.
He does have a great mustache.
He does.
Well,
He
then
can
that's
definitely-
all it takes. I
He
feel like
does.
mustache.
He's
He's
got
got
that
10
like
years.
13-year-old getting their mustache.
Guys, we're
Getting
getting
there.
real weird.
No, this is all about.
It's all about kids now.
It's all about
This is
kids.
podcast.
Kids with
This is all-
facial hair, they look like they're older, so it's
That's
fine.
fine, yeah.
Tag
Saw
the
a documentary
podcast when a
about
kid.
that.
So, whoa.
Wait, what did you just say?
Podcast when a kid.
Oh, perfect.
No.
You can set that up. No.
What?
Can you set
No.
that up?
Yeah, I probably
No,
couldn't.
I'm all
Shouldn't
good.
steal it.
Sorry,
Wait,
never
so what
mind.
time do you get there in the morning then?
I get
6,
there
right?
at 6.
Yeah,
Cause
that's
I-
a
Big
yeah.
no can do.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is rough, but then that keeps you more disciplined on when you go to bed.
Have you considered the Mark Wahlberg approach, getting up at 2:30 and then?
That guy's a fucking man.
He works out at 3 in the morning, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
4
Yeah.
a.m. club, brah.
Michael Hearn.
Yeah, you
all
gotta have your
natural.
day done it for you, Michael Hearn.
all natural.
He's not natural.
No, he's not.
Do you know who Michael Hearn is?
No, I thought you were talking about Mark Wahlberg. I
Oh.
don't think he is either.
Dude, everybody's on shit. I swear.
Yeah.
Everybody. Sarah.
The Rock just lost
At
his
me.
show because of it.
Because of
Because HBO had some strict testing for its actors, and he.
Why would they do
Why
that?
Why
the Titan
would they
games,
do
he
that?
lost it?
No. Ballers.
Okay, well they're
Oh.
stupid for doing
Yeah.
that.
There is no shredded 260-pound 50-year-old. That's not real.
No, there is not.
There's you. That's it's
But, like-
okay. He's the Rock.
Exactly. The thing was is that he's been on it for years, and they just changed the policy.
What is that like a disadvantage
It's
to
not
other
even illegal.
hosts? Yeah, I don't
It's not
understand.
even
Oh,
illegal.
no.
It's not even an illegal drug that he takes, and he's like, I've been on it for years, but whatever.
Well,
That
I'd love
is
to be on it as well.
incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
That's a different type of mindset you have to get in to like really alter your health
Yeah.
for your goals. You
That's
know,
true.
like that's
Yeah.
that's just a different type of level. Like you, Dallas McCarver, you guys, I'm sure you guys heard
Oh,
of
yeah.
him, like dying at 26 years old. But like
That's super
Yeah.
young.
Do you know who he
Wow.
is?
No.
He's a bodybuilder. Where was he
Was.
from? Florida or something?
he was
Probably
from
Texas.
Yeah, he was from
Oh,
Texas,
Texas.
but he was
Yeah,
living
first
in
name's
Florida.
Dallas.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That was
I mean-
really smart. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
What?
Awkward.
I don't want to get in your guys' relationship, but if you guys are down for it, I would like because
Oh yeah.
obviously social media plays a huge fucking part in a lot of relationships nowadays. Do you
Yeah.
guys, how do you guys not let it kind of play a part in your guys, like, especially with Sarah
I was just
posting-
gonna say that.
yeah, posting
Yeah.
like a lot of
I feel like
pictures.
this would be a more him question.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Yeah, not at all. I don't know. I don't care.
Because
Strong
it's
man.
like the jealousy is like a huge
Oh,
fucking
I
thing.
haven't been jealous since I was like 12. I don't think. I just really,
Really?
yeah. it's
Well,
not
the
like
thing
a
is if I was giving him
Yeah,
a reason to
like,
be jealous, he probably would just
don't
be
Yeah.
do anyone else.
That, you know how they
Yeah,
talk about
I mean-
lines? That's my line. That's
Well, and that's the thing. Like, if I was
Exactly.
like responding to all the guys who would like message me or
what's
something,
your
it was,
average a day?
it really depends on if I post it or not. Like, if
Okay.
I post and
DM.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm probably between like 5 and 15.
You guys should have like on your Instagram like a little segment like DMs to Sarah or something like
Yeah,
that. 'cause
I
she
get
said
some
some
really
really
interesting
weird
Oh
stuff.
my
I get some
God.
One that
real
started off
friggin'
like,
interesting
I'd love to take you for coffee and then give you an oiled up massage or something and teach
Yeah.
you the bass. It was something really
Yeah, it was
abstract like
so
that.
weird.
And
It
he was
was
from like
so weird.
Canada. It was
Yeah,
weird.
we'll
He was
do
like-
that
And he sent me a
segment.
video.
Yeah.
and
Yo.
Send that
everything.
shit to him. and
You
we'll-
should start a segment where every like
Sorry.
Sunday DMs from Sarah on Sunday, and like you read all your fucking creepy
Don't
ads
take
every
our
Sunday.
Don't no. We're
No,
we'll do it.
this is our
Hey,
content
bring
now.
me back.
Oh, of
I'll
course
read
we
them.
guys have
Yeah.
you guys back.
That would be a great
Oh
segment.
shit, that's what always interests me.
Because we
is,
had
like,
someone
the
on who was
DMs.
one of my friends who got stalked on Tinder, and it was hella
Tinder
entertaining.
seems scary.
Tinder
Like
is
especially for
kinda
a girl, I
sketchy.
mean, like I feel like
yeah,
I'd be
shit,
nervous.
got cops
Yeah.
involved twice. I mean,
I'd be like, yeah, as a girl, I wouldn't go on Tinder. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you want to come over? Like, no, I don't. You're
and
really
for
big
Chris,
and I'm
they
really
don't.
small.
It's
Like,
all a
no.
bunch of transgenders. So
That's what it's all about, though. I mean, you
Oh,
get
100%.
both.
he got matched with someone that wanted a third for a
Yeah.
sandwich.
So what I do is
Yeah.
like when I started my
What
Tinder
kind of sandwich?
in Bumble,
Exactly.
You have to see that as key.
sandwich with a lot of
Exactly.
different meats going on.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Protein dense.
Yeah, right.
They look nice.
They
And
did
by
look
they,
nice.
I mean the person who wanted to be referred as
Yeah.
they.
So usually it's kind of sad. I'm gonna actually say this, but I started off Tinder like you'd like, she's really cute. Like swipe right. Like she's like not my type. Swipe left or whatever.
But still swipe
it out.
right.
My
Walk it like I talk it.
my theme song is
Like I
"Walk It Like I Talk It." I go on there just because it's like who has the time of the day to like actually like she's
Yeah.
cute. Like
Read the bio.
yeah, right. Like read the bio and all
I
that.
get
Yeah.
so mad at him because he
Yeah.
would get all these randos.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
this is
match
the
up with some
problem.
weirdos.
This is the
You just have
problem.
to say
That
yes
is
to
the problem.
everybody.
You need
Yeah.
some.
Social media needs a scalpel, not a hammer. It needs a scalpel, especially when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
Single game's hard nowadays, man.
What if we bring them all on the podcast? Swipe right every time, bring them on the podcast.
Oh, like hey,
Yeah.
would you want to be?
But
Maybe
you
we
might
should
bring
make
your
a
Tinder date on the podcast. That's your first date.
Okay,
even better. We make a Tinder for our podcast.
2 rules. They ain't
Tinder
coming to my
podcast.
house. I don't want them to know where I
Have him in
live.
my hey, want to come to my basement and talk? we
We
lit a
just put it on
candle.
the internet.
Need me and an engaged guy in my basement. What do you say?
Go watch Friends.
God's friend, I got a candle.
Got a
It's
candle.
a sweet candle and a dog.
Enchanted
It's
Do
very-
moon.
you go on actual dates with the people you meet on
No,
Tinder?
never
So
have
it's
met
really just
one.
like a time
It's a time
waster.
waster, and it's sometimes a confidence booster. Depends how you take it.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
what you
Wait, do
I
you do like
respect
just straight weenie stuff like right off the bat?
No. Like, if I get a Snapchat, I'm like, hey, no, I'm just kidding. No, if, like...
Oh, here you go. This must have been what you were asking for.
Like, get the right angle and whatnot. It's just like taking posing pictures, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta fluff it and find drop lighting.
Yeah, exactly. Does this one look better or this? Oh God, Chris.
Send her
don't-
options.
Send him his way.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think about this one?
I would give
I
you
look
a
really
no.
vascular in this one, but I look big in this
It
one.
is, for sure.
Don't send me vascular pictures of yourself. That's where I draw the line in this friendship. Okay, that's where it is.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oiled up.
Um,
Innuendos for days.
Because I know you have, what do you call it, some experience in, like, helping guys
Yeah.
with, like, the whole, because, like,
Where's this going?
no, because
Fluffer.
I was gonna say, where did you guys actually meet and what's going
I've got
on?
soft hands.
dude, it
Yeah,
Nice,
okay,
right?
he
it
does.
really helps, man.
Oh, I just have like a random side note, but like one of my friends, Weston, if I can get him to listen to this, he was he just like started rubbing my arm because he's kind of like weird like that, you know. And then he's like, "You have really soft skin," and I was like, "You have really soft hands." He's like, "Nope, just the one." What a response! But yeah, that was my story.
Whoa,
I thought that was great.
No, that's cool,
Nice
man.
one,
Hey,
Weston.
anything goes with this shit, man. Anything goes with this.
That's so clever.
Because it's so funny, because, like, when I'm working out at Forge, which is rare nowadays, but, like, he'll be working out, too, and, like, there's always a girl I want to talk to, obviously. So I'm like, John, what's the fucking game plan here, man? Like, if I want to go talk to this girl, like, what do you think would be the best idea? But, yeah. So what's your, like...
Just everyone went up a notch after you left Forge. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
all moved up a rank.
Yeah, that's fair.
The top dog left. You know, everyone's doing a little better now.
Oh, it was a compliment. I thought you were saying, like, Forge got
Absolutely.
better because I left.
I thought that's what you were
That's-
saying too.
yeah.
I was like, that
I
was.
was like,
And I was like,
I am perceived as such a terrible lad. I got the demon shirt and like the
hey, I'm
lap
wearing it. It's
dancing.
cool, man.
That's a great trait to have. I mean, not every guy can clap dance.
That's
Wait,
true.
so the advice that John
No
gave
hands.
you, female wise, have you utilized it?
Well, it's tricky because I remember that one girl I wanted to hit
Oh,
with,
yeah,
with
that's
the
right.
glasses, and you're like, John's like, why do you always go for the dark chicks, man? Like, she does not look like she
Yeah,
wants to get
she's-
like talked to at all.
Yeah.
But
Get your
know.
type, man.
It
Scary.
is. It's like a scary with
transgender,
glasses.
apparently.
The gym though, you know, everybody like all the guys are all hyped up and the girls kind of know that they've got to like put their guard up a little bit, you know, unless they're super intense
Yeah.
like Sarah.
What do you think about dudes hitting on other girls at the gym? Do you think that's like?
I don't know.
An
I
actual
mean,
thing?
if you're, well, yeah, it's a thing.
Your
Yeah.
pump doesn't help.
Yeah. I mean, if you're someone who can.
Wait, Chris has got to reassess. We're gonna end the podcast here. Everyone, good night.
Everything my life.
I mean, I think that if you are someone who can easily read a situation, then it's fine.
Okay.
Like, if you're going up to a girl at a bad time, you should be able to know that. And I think most of the time when a guy is hitting on a girl at the gym, he's coming up to her when he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And so he's just fucking himself over.
I would say start by coaching her right away.
Yeah.
The
Interject.
worst
Oh,
thing-
so
Tell her
like
that
doing
she's
this
wrong.
machine,
Hey girl,
let me-
you're wrong. So look.
Let me help you out.
And I'm going to do it
I
heavier.
lift more than you, so move.
Yeah. So I would say if you can be self-aware while you're doing it, then it's, I mean, like, for example, me and John are a thing. But we started off as just friends.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing to do necessarily, but I wouldn't just, like, go up to a girl and just, like, straight up hit on her without some sort of context.
Yeah. Without.
You know, like, just
No, that's
maybe
fair.
make conversation. Like, I make conversation with people at the gym. Like, if I see somebody a lot, I'll just, like, you know, you start saying hi. You start,
Yeah.
you know, having some sort of a relationship with them. You don't have to go up immediately and just be like, hey,
Yeah.
so, saw you from across the gym.
So I started squatting.
I don't speak to people at the gym. I don't even look at them.
Yeah, and
that's
see,
fair.
if a girl were to come up to you at the gym and you were acting like that, she'd be stupid. You would get, she would get
Especially
shot.
if she had
No,
a
no. If I
weenie.
was single, I'd be like, "Excuse me, what? Excuse me."
All right, well, maybe it's different for guys. But
It's extremely different for a guy.
either, I just think if you can read a situation, then
Yeah.
do whatever you want. Because there's nothing wrong. Like, if that's the place you go, that's the place you're going to meet people.
Because
Yeah.
that's like
You know?
it's weird, but it's like the gym's my soul.
That's your
time
bar.
too.
Yeah,
That's your bar.
It
same.
is 100%.
Yeah.
Like that's where I talk to people. It sounds
Yes.
weird, you know, but it's like
Yeah.
it's true. It's like
And you
where
can
I
find a girl that's not gonna think you're crazy for being there all day.
Yeah.
That's true.
exactly,
Yeah.
and that's very rare.
Yeah.
You got a personal trainer, and then you're, always there.
Yeah.
And if you approach someone nicely and they're not nice to you back,
Oh,
then,
instantly.
just it's
Yeah.
whatever. You know,
Maybe that's
who
why
cares?
just a good way to look at it. Just like start by being fucking nice.
Yeah, just be nice.
you
If
are
they're
good.
not, if
Just
they're
be a
not
good
nice back
person.
and their default is to not be nice,
Yeah.
then fuck it. It doesn't matter. You're not missing out on anything.
Yeah, I think being friendly is key. Like just in
Yeah.
general, like with like the dating advice and stuff, we'd always like give guys is just don't try to be clever. I mean, like
Yeah.
for like and especially from like the coach's position, coach quote unquote, it's always
Yeah.
like oh you're so clever and witty. It's like well I mean like you spend like all this time just talking to people. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But you like overhype the situation. But really you're just trying to make a
100%, yeah.
friend
Yeah.
at first, so you don't seem threatening. But like the thing like with the dating coaches is like they always go to like bars and clubs and stuff like that, and guys are walking around all puffed up, not dancing, looking super serious,
Yeah.
and girls are like, "Oh, you're a huge, scary
Yeah,
stranger.
intimidating.
I don't want anything to do with you. You're mean mugging me, and you like look huge." And like the most successful guy I've ever saw at like a club was a dude wearing an ugly sweater, dancing around, giggling and stuff like that. And he'd run up to girls and just like make ridiculous shimmy moves. And every girl in the club loved him.
He is
They
one sweater away from being that guy.
I can dance.
That's exactly
And
what
that
they're
we
looking
should-
for. You're
Yeah.
fun. The other guys
fair.
are scary and serious. You're fun. You know, and like that's
Yeah.
the huge separation. Is guys think they have to be tough and stuff. Like, no, she's out in a strange place with no sense of security.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're gonna act all puffed up and stuff, like you're twice her size and she's here with her other 300-pound friends. Like she doesn't feel safe. You know, she's on edge. So
but
don't
it's
be
also
scary.
it's very weird. Like nowadays, I feel like going up and talking to a girl, or like a girl going up and talking to a guy, like that shit doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Like introducing yourself, like it's all like sliding in the DMs,
Yeah, you
bro.
yeah.
buffer it kind of.
Which I
Yeah.
consider an advantage to those still willing to do so.
It is because you can kind of like you can pretty much make a person.
Yeah,
In a way,
exactly.
like when you're texting someone, if you
Oh, I'm so much better over text.
really, oh, I suck at text. I don't know what it is.
I am so
But
charming
you
and
can
witty.
bypass all of their accounts
Well, yeah, 'cause
too.
you get to think
know?
about it.
Exactly, I
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
time.
Exactly, you get time to think about
Extemporaneous,
it.
I'm like,
Yeah.
do you like salsa? No, shit, I got nothing.
But she can also assess if you're crazy or not in person. You know, like that helps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you don't blink a lot when you talk.
That's number one.
Dry eyes, I look terrible. What? Speak to me. Yeah. I've had 2 successful relationships off Facebook, Instagram message, whatever the fuck you call it.
Really?
Because I have time to be witty, and then that gives
Yeah.
me so much confidence.
Huh.
Gave me so much confidence when I met them actually in person. Because then I knew they thought I was funny, so all I had to do was just be like
The person that you
exactly, just
made.
be that well thought out.
Yeah.
When you're in
Yeah.
person.
I feel like
Interesting.
Facebook's like a safer platform than like Tinder and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
dating
Yeah.
apps, like everyone knows
Yes.
the agenda of a guy.
Oh, yeah.
But
100%.
but then you have to not use Facebook like it's Tinder. Like if
Yeah.
you're just messaging girls to message girls on Facebook, then they're gonna know.
For the record, I don't do any of this. I feel like they're giving me advice because I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like,
Actually, no. My only piece of advice for like
You were
social
trolling.
media is if you're gonna talk to them on social media, talk
Yeah.
to them in real life. Like if you
Yeah.
slide into the DMs first, great. But if you don't acknowledge them when you see them in person, and then are just like message them like, hey, I saw you today.
Yeah.
so I see you.
Weird.
That's
That is
creepy.
weird,
Yeah.
and people do that
Sounds like experience, sir.
100%,
Yeah.
and it's fucking weird.
You had
So-
a full paragraph to tell me yesterday. Where the hell is this person now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
that's my only thing when it comes to social media. Don't keep it just on that.
Yeah.
Do the real life thing.
It's like
because,
a catfish, but you see the person. and
Yeah, so you know they're
like,
real, but you just are too.
You're getting different personalities. For sure. You're seeing a shy guy, and then over text, you're like all confident and
I
shit.
saw you today.
I've gotten that before. I went to the gas station. This was not very long ago. I don't know if I told you this, but I went to the gas station, filled up the tank, go home. I went on Instagram, checked my like filtered messages, and there was a message from some guy asking me what kind of car I drove because he's like, I thought I saw you at the gas station. I was like, that is fucking creepy.
That's
like
weird.
you
yeah.
either
That's a police report.
Oh yeah, it's like the binoculars in the tree in your front yard are missing. Did you take those? Like, what? Those are mine. Saw you today in your bedroom. Like,
Was that you?
was that you?
Your dog has a
that
nice
you in your
collar.
So you got to work on time? Yeah. I know.
Your shift is at 3:30, so I just want to make sure everything's good.
No.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You're
Where's
right.
some stalkers?
Social media, social media is such a weird thing. I know I'm always bringing it up, but I really think it has changed the game in every single
For
thing out
everything,
there. Like and I think it could be a really good thing, you know, because like as much as like the motivational videos and the quotes, like, yeah, they can be douchey,
Yeah.
but I mean, they do help a lot of people.
Well, that, and then
You
also,
know?
I mean, like, take the brand, you know.
Yeah,
like, that's-
100%.
Every brand needs exposure on social media.
Yeah.
That's the platform everybody's using.
Mhm.
It's great in certain ways, but in others, I understand why it is kind of ruining people's relationships.
Yeah, no, and I could see why, because it's like, oh my god, you liked your photo?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
liked his
God.
photo? I saw
Yeah.
you comment this and that. It's like, that's why I'm like, because that doesn't affect you guys whatsoever.
No.
I follow only Brazilian women.
I hate you. Brazilian women are the only thing I have a problem with because
That's
they're
fair,
so
though.
fucking hot.
They are.
That's
They're
fair.
so attractive, and that is what I hate.
And 9 times out of 10, they could probably kick your ass.
You're right.
Yeah.
Will
So-
be willing to.
Yeah.
You know,
And
they would
let them.
stab you.
But
yeah.
I think to answer your question
Yeah.
from like a while ago,
No
I
worries.
think we
Been there.
don't put any of our relationship on social media
Okay.
really. And I don't think it's something we've never talked about it, but it's just not
It
something that's
affects my
important to
following.
either. Yeah. But I honestly think it's not
Sarah's
important.
following.
That's
It's weird that I'm not on any of her pictures, right?
Honey, I lost 300 followers in a minute.
In a minute. It's true too.
that is
You ever
probably
look like
true.
an Insta host posts like a million
Yeah.
likes, 350 likes. That's with her
Yeah.
boyfriend,
Yeah.
a million likes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I love him so much. It's like I'm done following you.
Get him out of there.
Because we all assume we're gonna end up with her. That's why we follow
No.
her in the first.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah, it's
bizarre?
like, I can't like this picture. It's got him in it.
Yeah.
But you
He's
don't.
the only thing between me and
He's
her.
the opposition.
He's the only thing.
I can't show them support by liking this photo.
If she
But I
sees
gotta play
that I
it cool,
didn't
so,
like
like,
it, she'll
should
drop
I?
him and come for me.
I don't want to seem clingy, so maybe I should like it.
Or should I just comment? Oh my god.
What do I do?
Just want to be with her. Are you ready to
Yes.
clean it up? All right.
One question before we
Yes.
go. I want to start asking all of our guests this. It's like
snap.
I
All
don't
of your
want.
friends? I've had one.
I know you've had one. It went
I'm
okay.
engaged and have a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's fine.
See, I go to the gym one,
No
so
time
I
for
see all the
friends.
people. No, I'm just
No
kidding.
time difference.
If you were to give your past self
Uh.
advice on what everything you have went through personally, what would it be? If you can give your 10-year-old self advice right now, what would it be? Talking to you, John. John's first.
Quit jacking it so much.
I
Sorry,
would
now John.
honestly,
Sorry.
amen. But I would just tell myself to take everything I do more seriously.
Yeah, that's what I was
Like
gonna
just
say.
that's just very simple advice. Just take everything more seriously.
Okay.
Because assuming that I'm gonna have it figured out is stupid, you know.
Yeah.
But like in high school, I could have tried harder and probably be in a better place. My old job, I could have tried harder, probably be in a better place. You know, like in high school football, I could have tried harder and probably been in a better place.
Yeah.
There's like no when you're doing stuff, there's no reason not to do it to the best of your
Well,
abilities.
then plus if even if you don't like what you're doing and you're trying your best at, you're gonna learn from that shit.
exactly.
You know, you're gonna learn from having to struggle with that. You know, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna appreciate where you're at now, while you knew back then you were going
Yeah.
through that struggle, and you know what it feels like.
I think it all snowballs, you know,
Yeah.
and then eventually, even at like 25 now, I'd have like all these accolades that just put me in a better place. And you're just like you're always just moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And with every new thing, you're like, oh, this thing's not a big deal,
Okay.
but maybe it is, you know?
No, you're right, because you never know
Yeah.
where anything can take
Yeah.
you.
Because I don't even really chalk up the first 4 or 5 years of starting the brand as like sincere. Like
Yeah.
I started in 2012 and I have products and sales from then, but I'd consider the brand probably like 2 years old
Okay.
with serious effort.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
so
sense.
just take life more seriously.
That's
Because like you said, you only
what
do
I
it
was going
once.
to
Yeah.
say for the most part. That, and then also I think if I was talking to 10-year-old me, I would say to figure out who I should like not care about what other people think is something, but figure out who you want to.
Who you
who's-
want the respect from?
Yeah, that.
And listen to Spirit Podcast.
And I would tell myself to follow, like, and subscribe.
Yeah,
100%?
Spirit Podcast.
Got it. She does it better than we do.
Lot to learn. Lot to learn from every episode except for this one.
We got some good topics.
That's right.
This is gonna be a 20-minute podcast.
She was sitting there going, Chris, I can't edit this. I can't. Tom, you're bald. I can't do it. Yeah, that'd be me. All right, guys. Follow us on Twitter at Spirit_podcast, YouTube or the Spirit Podcast, Gmail Spirit Radio Podcast, and Instagram Spirit Radio podcast as well.
And we'd like to thank our guests.
Yes.
Seriously,
Thank
this
you
is
guys.
like,
This
Thank
was
you.
fun.
this was so
Yes.
much fun. You
It
guys
was
having you
amazing.
guys
I
on,
love
and it was been a
talking.
long time coming.
It was
but
incredible.
It seriously meant a lot to
Yeah.
us. You guys
Yes,
driving
thank
out
you.
here.
Thank you.
Of course.
All this amazing merch.
Oh,
We're
this
obviously
is-
gonna give it out like
This is the
crazy.
hottest studio I've ever been in. 10 out of 10.
I mean, there's a candle.
We need
There's
to
a
fix
candle,
The
guys.
mood was there from the
And
beginning.
if everyone's wondering what candle
yes, please.
flavor is selected by Spirit
Enchanted
Podcast,
Moon.
Ooh.
thanks for just stealing the punchline there.
Lit enchanted moon.
I did.
Well,
I am
I did.
so honored, and I can tell that this is going to have some domestic issues here later.
well, he's trying
apparently.
to hit on someone in this room. I don't know.
Apparently, he
It's
wasn't
weird.
supposed to light Enchanted Moon.
No, it's kind of sexual,
Hey,
but you know I like it.
That's probably why I've been the whole night.
you guys
6
want
to
to? I know
midnight.
you want to plug your Instagram.
Yeah, they're not gonna know.
Okay.
My last name's so long.
I can. I'll
We
type
could put it.
in
We
the
put it in the
description.
description.
At Sarah_Hernowitz.
Hernowitz is how
Figure
you
that
pronounce
one
it.
out.
Yep. There's a Y in there.
There is a
Wait,
Y.
I feel like we should do like, okay, so if you're still listening right now,
Oof.
should you get something free?
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, if you're still listening right now, message,
Either way.
message me or
Take
comment avocado.
boom.
we go.
If you comment avocado, you got to get something for free.
You're getting some
Absolutely.
stuff.
Get
You
some shit.
put up with this, you earned it.
Congratulations.
You are now bald. All right, guys.
100%.
Thanks
And
for listening.
once again, Ivey League Brand will get you. Chris 10 will get you 10% off. Spirit Podcast.
We'll get you
16%.
16% off.
10 doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter anymore, but you can still use it because it's cool. Thank you guys. Love you guys. We out.